Hi my friends. So the last video I made just inspired me to just sort of move along the same track, talking about how we are to change and how we are changing, whether we like it or not. We are all changing. And so I thought today I would just share some thoughts on how we can help ourselves change. You can say to the better. You can also say change to the more freedom and truth. So we're saying goodbye to an old way of living that has been going on for a very long time, and we are moving into a new state, and the process is happening naturally. So those who are not aware of this, it's happening for them too, because all of Earth is in this process. And we humans are of the densest energy, so we move the slowest, and we have a tendency to hold on to something that we feel is safe, although it's neither healthy nor promotes anything good. The feeling of safety is more important for us than anything else often. So what we're moving into can feel unsafe because it feels different. But if we just realize with ourselves that safety is not the same as deep contentment, that safety is something that actually comes when we let go of safety. So moving deeper into ourselves, we find the greatest safety there will ever be, because in there we realize that nothing can ever harm us, that we are in there we are untainted, and we will never be tainted, and we will never be harmed or destroyed in any way, because in our true self we are, the true self that we are is our eternal self. And that can be really hard to fathom. How can we be eternal? And I have no proof of this, but that's just what I sense, that, as I've said before, we are a little fractal of the one force that created everything, and that force is eternal. It never begins and it never ends. It just is. So when we connect with this place within us, we realize that we are completely safe. Whether we are in this physical form or not, it's not so important. So we're moving out of the very human, personal need for safety, and just letting all that go and realizing that we are safe on a different level. So, and when we reach this place and we dare to live from this place, our life, of course, on earth will unfold completely differently, because we know within, we're coming into this knowingness that all is well, And so we can relax in our lives. Our life can become playful and fun and humorous, and we don't take things so seriously. We don't take ourselves so seriously, because we know that deep down all is well. So before, we were holding on to this ego consciousness, this person that we thought we were, and we did all we can to maintain this structure. And now we're realizing that you can never maintain that structure anyway. And that enormous attempt to maintain that structure, to keep that personality together, is a hopeless task, and it does not bring us joy. So when we release our grip on this person and dare to sink into ourselves and find this new self, divine self, true self, and start to unfold our lives from there, everything feels different, and there's no need really to hold on to anything anymore. And we feel this enormous freedom because we don't need to maintain anything. That made up image that was our safety, that was our structure, and from which we lived our lives, is really gone. And this newborn self has arisen, and in a way, we are really becoming, we are witnessing ourselves unfold. And we have no need for others' approval. We have no need for our own approval, because we know that that is not important. That is not what brings us joy. That we maintain a personality and we keep doing what we can for other people's approval, and that we feel safe and that everything is working out. All that is gone. So we're saying goodbye to this old, very, very strenuous way of being, and allowing our new selves to come to the surface. And really what we are here, why are we on earth? Why are we, last time I asked, who are we? And I answered, well, we are this true being in this physical form. We are this spirit that has chosen this body, and we are in this lifetime, we are here. And we can ask this time, why are we here? Well, there's many reasons why we're here. One, you can say, because we're meant to be here. We are here because we are needed here. But we are also here for our own sake. So we're here to bring something which is unique. We bring a special gift to this earth that no one else can bring. And we also come here to be given something, or to experience different things. So often we who are on this journey and who are very tuned into the spiritual aspect of life, I know for myself, we can feel an enormous responsibility that we should live in a certain way so that everything is benefiting and we don't pollute, and we do good things all the time. But as I've learnt on my way, this is what I feel I'm learning, is that we are really here. It's good that we have our attention on the way we live. That is, of course, very important. But we also have to have a certain amount of just playfulness and allowing ourselves to simply experience. So we might have come here to experience something that is actually not very ecological or very good for the planet, seen with the eyes of the environmentalist in us. But we actually came to have that experience, which might be traveling in a plane, being quite using lots of resources to some degree, and we can ask ourselves, well, this doesn't seem right, because we're actually harming the planet. But as I heard Eckhart Tolle say the other day, I was listening to one of his videos, and he was answering a question from one of his students, who asked this question, what about the environment? And what he said was that the planet, we're realizing more and more that the planet is not just some piece of rock with some soil on it, and that's where we can just do what we like. The planet is actually an organism and is a spirit also. And this is very hard for our human mind to understand, but the earth is also a being. And the earth is having her own experience of being physical. And what he said was that human beings, the earth could wipe out human beings very quickly if she didn't want us here, because she could just explode different places and we would just be gone, or make the temperatures rise, whatever. But she doesn't. So the earth is allowing us to live in all these different ways, and it is, although it can seem very strange, because there is lots of destruction going on the earth, and it really can be very worrying, but as I see it, so what he said really was that the earth is accepting that humans are doing what they're doing, because it's all part of our learning and our experiencing. So earth is a school, which I've mentioned before. Earth is, we're all part of this together, and so earth is allowing us to live in all these different ways. And so what the greater goal with all of this is that we awaken to the fact that we can live on this planet in a friendly way, and all the resources that we thought we needed, we really don't need. So we are moving in that direction, but being on the spiritual path does not always mean that you do things that are very eco-friendly necessarily. So what I wanted to say with this video was really that how we help ourselves to really awaken to the one that we are, the true self, is to really listen within what do you really enjoy to do, and to not judge it. And it can be the most strange things that you really love to do, but to just allow that to be. So let your true self unfold herself or himself in whatever way you're inspired to. And to hear the voice of your inner self, your true self, we have to become very quiet. So that is one of the other things that is very good to realize, that as we're changing, the more we wish to make this process easier, the more we need to really be very quiet. And as it says in the Bible, be still and know that I am God, or I am. So the I am presence in us is actually has a very quiet voice. And our life until now has been very noisy. The voice of the ego is very noisy and very it wants attention. So for us to hear our true selves, we need to become very quiet and just be still. And so from within we will hear the voice of our true selves, which is telling us what it wants us to do. And it will always be something we really deeply enjoy. And people around us might think it's very strange or not like what we do, but it's very good that we honor this voice, and we really follow its guidance. So do what it wants, and slowly we learn, okay, when I listen to my inner voice and I do what I feel I so want to do, I come into the state, I really become one with my spirit. So I am my spirit when I'm doing these things. And slowly, as we do them more and more, finally we will not have to be so still to listen, because we will be listening to our inner guidance all the time, because that will be our new natural state, that we're always guided from within. And the ego has really left. So it's not been, every time we listen to our ego and we follow its guidance, we are giving it energy. And so it still has this life force. But when we stop listening to it and we start listening to the other voice, the inner voice from our true self, the ego loses its energy. And so slowly it will disappear, and it will have left our lives. So it's very, it's just really, really fascinating what's happening now. So we're moving into the time of the era of love, the era of peace and harmony, and really the time of miracles. So life in itself is a miracle, and so are you. You are a miracle. And so we get to see more and more that we're living a miracle life. So it's just becoming more and more beautiful every day. So this was just a few little tips and a bit about how to not judge ourselves when there's something we wish to do, to just let it be what it is and to just try doing it. And we will see later on that it was all part of the great plan, and that we are maturing more and more as these new beings. So that was my little thing for today, and I send you all my love where you are on your journey, and I wish for you that you feel how life is becoming more and more simple, and at the same time more and more miraculous. So see you, my friend. Bye.